Glass Onion Knives Out has maybe the biggest plot hole I've ever seen in any film ever. Warning, spoilers ahead. So let me get this straight. Edward Norton's character kills his former partner, the first of the twin sisters, by poisoning her. Then she magically shows up alive on his billionaire murder mystery island, and he thinks almost nothing of it. Either she magically is resurrected from the dead, or it's a twin sister he likely would have known about being her partner and all at one point. On top of it, after committing the murder, he has surprised Daniel Craig's character, in his own words, the best detective on the planet, is there on his private billionaire murder mystery island, and he invites him to stay around and hang out. Makes zero connection that Craig's character got the puzzle box from the woman in which he murdered. But naturally, after committing a crime, he wants a detective to stay around and hang out for fun and solve the fictional murder scene with clues, even though he actually committed murder not that long ago himself, from the person which gave Daniel Craig the box. Perfectly logical stuff. Such a clever and smart film. Did anyone else get Dr. Evil type of vibes during this film? The giant ass and the music even on this island? It felt like an Austin Powers movie at times, which I don't think is a good thing for this franchise in my opinion. The Alabama accent twin sister teacher, who didn't at the time know who killed her sister, thinks it's a good idea to go to a billionaire's island to find the murderer. A murderer who would have known that she is either a fake or somehow the person that they murdered came back from the dead magically, and she wants to go and face this person on a private billionaire island. This is the entire premise of the film. It might be the dumbest, glaring, gaping plot hole I have ever seen in my entire life. And did the deceased sister not have anyone else in her life that would have noticed that she was dead, gone, or missing? No job, no other family members. She just thinks she can magically not disclose her sister's death and then travel to this island, and this brilliant plan is approved by the most intelligent detective on the planet? Yes, checks out. So this evil billionaire of a particular demographic, he stole all of his ideas, but he's also an idiot. All of his wealth and ideas are just completely stolen from other people, though, right? He doesn't care about destroying the planet with his new system-changing fuel source. The Alabama twin sister has such confidence to throw some new exotic fuel source into a massive bonfire 5 feet from her face, a fuel source that was described as a potential hydrogen bomb in people's homes. Does this as a means of revenge on the person who just tried to murder her with a gun, but was magically unsuccessful because of a well-placed book. The Alabama twin sister prides herself on destroying the Mona Lisa. In an effort to save the planet from this destructive evil fuel source from this evil billionaire, conducts a mini riot and bonfire beforehand. The destruction of the Mona Lisa, for me, calls to mind the very, very, very dumb woke activists throwing paint, soup, or gluing themselves to famous paintings in order to fight climate change. It's baffling to me that most people can't see the glaring plot holes and the agenda-driven narratives written into things. A 93% on Rotten Tomatoes is absolutely mind-boggling to me. Like, are people incapable of being truly critical of anything anymore? This entire film really is perpetual exposition, spoon-feeding you plot and perspective with poorly scripted, cringed, overstuffed dialogue. Some of it meant to be funny, but most of it really not funny at all. And at the same time, it comes off as pretentious because it thinks it's so stylish, cool, and edgy when it's largely just predictable cliches. The first film was well done, I do admit, even though there is elements of this and that as well. This film, though, was a pseudo-intellectual mess. It presents itself as being clever, but really it's just nonsense. It bombards and drowns out your senses with perpetual overload of information, but you don't realize that this information is not logical and does not make sense and is full of the biggest plot holes possible. Just like the true villain of the film being the most obvious and in-your-face Edward Norton, the evil billionaire, The stupidity of this film and the nonsense plot holes are just also obvious and in your face. It's almost as if the film is mocking anybody who thinks this has depth or substance or makes any sense at all. But anyways, I rate this film a negative 50 out of 10. Thanks for listening. I'm sorry I could not be more positive for you. If you like really negative, pessimistic reviews and criticism of the woke pop culture crap, please like, share, subscribe, comment below. Thank you very much, and bye.